Recording in 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the VRARA Bytes podcast, our weekly show featuring the movers and shakers from the Central Florida chapter. Today, my guest is Dr. David Fattal, founder and CEO of Leia Incorporated, a leading provider of Lightfield hardware and content services. Now, David started Leia a little over 7 years ago after working as a research scientist at HP Labs for over 8 years. Now, he really loves math and has his undergraduate degree in physics from the Ecole Polytechnic in France and a doctorate degree from Stanford in physics. So, David, take two. David, welcome to VRAR Bytes. Can you start by telling us what Lightfield technology is?
Yes, and thanks for having me, John. Lightfield technology. So there's technical definition that I go over, but I like to start more from an experience point of view. What people get out of Lightfield. Simply put, we think of Lightfield as the next generation visual medium that lets people experience depth, textures, light out of a display in a familiar form factor. So it's a no headset, no kind of tracking, eyewear kind of technology. It's technology that is compatible with most familiar devices like your phone or your tablet, or for that matter, your car display. And it's able to essentially send different views of a scene, of a 3D scene, through the display. A little bit like what you get from out of a window in the real world. When you look through a window from different point of view, you actually see different images come of that window. And that's what Lightfield is. It's recreating in an artificial fashion the experience that you would get through a window in the real world. Okay, so what it does is it makes content more real, right? Closer to life because it's closer to the real world, and it does so without isolating you from people around you. About the headset. I mean, headsets are wonderful. They're completely immersive and so on, but by the same token, they kind of isolate you. So this one is providing the immersion without the isolation, as I kind of think about it.
Okay, so it's not a holograph. So a holograph is something that's kind of projected, right? What's the difference between Lightfield and a holograph?
Yeah, there's always whole debate around the world, or the world hologram. I think what people think, or expect from a hologram is, so this Princess Leia materializing in the middle of a room. This is very often unphysical. If you want a device and an image that comes from a flat screen, it cannot possibly materialize, an object of light in midair. The light would have to bend, would have to take a turn in midair. And that can be done certainly if you had some kind of gas or material to kind of, to bend light. But, other than this, if the image is going to come from a flat display, you need to have a direct line of sight with the physical support of the display. The kind of technical term for it is there cannot be a frame violation, or the image needs to be contained in the space, in the surface of the display. So the next best thing to a hologram is Lightfield, right?
Right.
And Lightfield is essentially, as I said, is just sending different views of the scene so that your eyes are going to pick up a different views. You are going to experience depth. And when you move your head left and right, you are going to see all these different, parallax, all these different views and perspective of the object, just like in the real world. So I would say it's the next best thing, and it's very good at fooling you that it's like a real object.
Yeah, well, first of all, for all of you out there, if you don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to show you. This is the Lume Pad. Is that how you pronounce it, Lume or Loom?
Or
Lume?
Lume, the Lume Pad.
Or Lume
We say
Pad?
Lume Pad, yes.
Lume. And this is basically, think about a 3D tablet. Now, I got a heart up here that's turning. I guess my screen. There we go. But it's hard to talk about it. You really have to see it. And I showed this tablet at our last VRAR association meeting, and a lot of people looked at it and it was like, you're right, you have to see it to understand it. But we're taking 3D content, we can interact with it. Like, this is a heart, I can spin it around, I can look at it. It really opens up a whole new dimension now to immersive technology and the things that we can do with it, right? So in the military training and simulation world, what I've been kind of carrying the message is that this now provides you a form factor that folks that can't go into headset, right, can still take advantage of the richness of 3D content. Think about geospatial, think about mission planning, think about working on equipment and needing to be able to manipulate things in 3D space. So, David, hats off. It's fantastic. It's very unique. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of folks following this because, it's proving itself. But tell me a little bit about the company Leia and, the backstory there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to reintroduce the company in the context of what is now called the metaverse, right? So which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. Nobody really knows what it is, but at least there's a word to encompass everything, all that digital creation, essentially this code, right? This 3D content that is recreating the world around us. So in the context of that metaverse, which is that shared digital space that is to succeed the mobile internet, that promises people to entertain themselves, communicate, shop, do everything without the physical constraint of the real world. We're providing a technology platform, this 3D Lightfield technology platform, to experience the metaverse in an immersive way without, as I explained before, without the need for the headset. We think in a way which is very complementary, which is perhaps even broader than the headset, because a lot of people today, there's billions of people, billions of customers of Facebook and Google and Apple and so on, who are not ready for the headset, but who know how to interact with the phone, with a tablet, how to use touch, with their fingers. And we're essentially building a visualization, immersive visualization of the metaverse for all of these people, right? So more precisely, what we're doing at the company is we're building a technology platform both on the hardware and the software side. We have special nanotechnology that powers all of our screens. We could spend an hour talking just of the foundation, the origin of the nanotechnology. It was developed at Hewlett-Packard Labs in Palo Alto by my team over 10 years ago. We developed back then not only the means of essentially the physics behind that technology, but also the means of mass manufacturing. So the beauty of technology of Leia is that we fabricate these optics, which is not unlike what you'd find in a HoloLens or Magic Leap headset. This transparent visor. But instead of using it in a headset, we use it to enhance a screen, right? So that we basically use it as a second backlight to a regular screen that allow us to then operate the display either in its original 2D mode or switch it to that light field mode, right? And that's a hallmark of Leia's technology, is that we don't ask you to give up, the 2D. We don't ask you to always suffer from, a lower resolution, for example, which 3D or headsets are always, plagued by, right? You can experience your original content in 2D full resolution, the full brightness and beauty of your image, or for select application and content, you can actually switch and experience them as a light field, right? So this is the hardware part. And the last 3 years, the company has been, we've doubled in size, and we essentially have developed an entire software also ecosystem of tools and supporting developers and content creators. As you very well know, we're essentially a very good partner in good terms with Unity. We create, I think, a lot of our experiences. Probably 90% of what we do is Unity based. So we have developed essentially the tools for any Unity, but also other Unreal, Blender, and so on developers to upgrade, create new content or upgrade their content with very minimum effort. And we've also developed tools, computer vision tools, to enhance content. We can take a 2D image or a 2D video today, and in quasi real time, we can essentially enhance it to that light field format. So there's literally an infinite pool of content to enjoy on the platform today, right? So this is really the company, right? Half hardware and half software.
Well, I a few weeks ago, when you guys announced the ability to download video and watch it through the tablet, I did that. And I was amazed at how the experience of watching a normal movie changed. And so you're using computer vision and some of your own software to convert that to display on this tablet. Is this something that could be distributed to other types of technology platforms too?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we've specialized in over the years is train deep neural networks with one task is to take 2D and hallucinate the 3D, right? I think there's a lot of work in the field around this, but I think at Leia it takes a new meaning because we have the hardware platform to actually experience it, in the best possible way. So I would say we have the most incentive in making it work, and I think that's why we've made so much progress recently, right? So we have even on the Lume Pad, which is powered by a very good chip, but not the most recent one, is the Snapdragon 845. We're able to take a 2D video and in real time compute the depth map fast enough and generate new points of view. All of that, at pretty much 20, 30 frames per second. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, so you said when you were at HP Labs, you were working on the technology, and then you took that idea and then came out and set Leia up. Is that the sort of the genesis of the company?
Yeah, like roughly speaking, we developed the technology between 2010 and 2013 or 14. Or when I said the technology evolved way after that, but the core foundation, the core physics, we made the cover of Nature in 2013, and I think that's what spread the knowledge. It was called the HP hologram at the time. So if you were following anything around 3D and holography, you would have heard of it back then in 2013. It gave quite a lot of celebrity to the work, and I think this is when we attracted a lot of attention, and we decided was best for us to accelerate the commercialization of the technology that we take it on our own. So we had a very nice agreement with HP, and we were able to spin off and pursue on our own.
Okay, wonderful. So we've got a ITSEC coming up here in December, and Leia is going to be present at ITSEC. I know you're going to have your products displayed in the Unity booth. Are you also going to have some other folks here that we can schedule meetings for and one-to-one engagements, or more information to come?
Yes. So I would have to check with our marketing team exactly what is planned. Typically, we always when we travel, with the Lume Pad, but depending on the timing, we also have the future, let's say, generation displays that have more resolution, more views, more refresh rate. We're always improving. So depending on the exact timing, also of engineering, we like to show the latest. So I think if the timing is right, you might be able to experience the next generation. As you probably know, we also do a lot of work with Continental, the automotive tier one. We have a superb product with them, which is a curved 3D Lightfield display, which is the first of the kind. And again, I think if there's availability, this is something that we'll probably show as well.
Have they announced it going into any cars yet, or is it still in development phase?
No, we haven't announced publicly any OEMs just yet.
Okay, excellent. All right. Well, look. So folks, I encourage you to take a look at the video now. Oh, here's a question, David. If folks want to get access to tablet and try it out, where can they do that? How can they do that from Central Florida?
Very easy. We sell on our own website, www.leiainc.com. And probably you can search for Leia display. You'll find us, or more simply on Amazon, and just search for Lume Pad, Lume Pad, and then so either way works. We also exhibit the Lume Pad in select beta store throughout the country. I'm not sure there's one in Florida though. I think it's Texas, Bay Area, and New York, or might be Dubai and Tokyo as well. So if you ever travel to one of these places, you'll be able to. You have 30 days to return otherwise on either Amazon or our website. So it's pretty much easy to try and return if you don't like it.
Okay, I'll make sure to put that also in the notes. And then for those of you in the VRARA Central Florida, I actually have 2 of these tablets. One of those that we're allowing folks to use for trial and demo. So reach out to me, direct message me if you want to try the Lume Pad, and we'll figure out a way to get it to you. Okay.
Super. And John, don't forget with the association to spread the good word about the Lightfield as a viable, not an alternative, but a nice complement to the headset-based solution. I think headset have taken a lot of attention, indeed, rightly so, right? A lot of funding and so on has been in there. But I think we need to establish Lightfield as, you know, the rightful its rightful place, you know, aside next to these other technologies.
No, absolutely, absolutely. We'll do that. Well, David, thank you very much for joining us. You have a great day.
Thanks, John. Bye.